because they get so nasty so fast. I know you need a diaper bag, or at least everybody feels very compelled and tied to spend a lot of money on a diaper bag. It's not expensive, but it was such a waste of money. It's just sitting in a cabinet. So you could see the mold inside. It was just gross. So we do still have it. It's just in the box. We've never used it. I need to like sell it on Poshmark or something. So I have my list here. I just wanted to talk through my registry regrets. I'm 8 months pregnant with our second boy. My first is 17 months old. So I have a lot of experience with all of the things that we have bought and used for him, and I thought I would go through and share all of my registry regrets and alternatives for them, or what we ended up using, why we didn't like them, and just all of the ins and outs to just give you some clarity on building your registry and things you may want to avoid. I'll try to section these so you can jump around, and I'll timestamp everything below. So first off, in the feeding category, my biggest regret is registering for burp cloths. They are just so small and basically useless. They obviously work as a cloth, but I think having either more swaddles or even like tea towels or hand towels would be better, and they're more absorbent. Burp cloths are just so tiny. Like, they're just not a lot to them, and I think like when you want something on your shoulder, you want like a big piece of cloth to cover you and to clean up baby. And burp cloths are just, they're not that expensive, but they're just not worth it in my opinion. Like, given the choice, we always grabbed a swaddle or a blanket. Second, I didn't even remember registering for this until we were moving things around like months ago, was a bottle warmer. I know a lot of people like them, but they are just an unnecessary expense when they do the same thing that you can replicate. So what we ended up using was one of these Pyrex measuring cups. So you take one of these, you can take a bowl or just a big cup in general, fill it with water, heat it up in the microwave, and then you just stick your bottle in it and it warms it the exact same way as a bottle warmer. I think a bottle warmer is a nice idea, but it's such a one-time, one-use item that if you're not using it a lot, it takes up counter space, and it's just an unnecessary expense that you could have used towards like diapers or other things that you actually need. So we do still have it. It's just in the box. We've never used it. I need to like sell it on Poshmark or something because it's just sitting in a cabinet. Another thing I was influenced to register for that we never really used was one of those dishwasher baskets. And maybe if we were doing a lot more bottles, we would have used it, but it's essentially this little basket that you're supposed to be able to put like bottle nipples and pacifiers and other like small things in so they don't get like missing. But the reality is you could have just put all those in the silverware drawer. I don't really think you need the basket per se. And after about a month or two, we really weren't deeply sanitizing everything. When we were, we just used a pot of water and just went ahead and sanitized everything at once. After that, we just washed everything in hot water with soap, and that seemed to be enough. So I wouldn't bother, but obviously do whatever you want to do. So if you like these kinds of lists and just my opinion in general, definitely subscribe. I obviously have a lot to say about a lot of things. And then the last thing in the feeding category that we registered for that we didn't really use is the baby utensils. He's getting old enough to where he might be using them, but I feel like it'd be better for him to learn how to use real utensils, even if they're like kid-sized. We have these like munchkin ones. I'll insert the ones that we have. I'll show you like what I'm thinking in terms of what I would probably be better for him to be able to use. I thought we would use them and we just really didn't. So again, you can register for whatever you want. These are my opinions. We did not really use it. I would save my money. Next is sleeping. We only have one thing that we didn't really like or use, which is the Graco Soothe My Way rocker baby swing. And I think part of it is we didn't use it soon enough, so he wasn't like adapted to it. And then he just wasn't a fan. Like, we would put him in it occasionally and he would nap, but he just didn't really like it that much. I don't know if it made too much noise or the like rhythms just weren't up his alley, but he never really liked it. We did not get as much use as I thought that we were gonna get out of it. And for how expensive it was, I wouldn't get it. I think if I was gonna get something this time, it would be like an actual swing, like one that has like the little tripod where the swing comes down and like actually has a swinging motion. The Graco one is a base on the floor and it like rocks side to side. So I think an actual swing would have been a better choice. Next category is for just baby gear in general that we registered for. Stroller fan, I've talked about this a lot. It's not expensive, but it was such a waste of money. I got it for labor and delivery, didn't use it. I had an epidural. I didn't really need a fan at all, but it's just not a strong fan. It has to be USB charged. It doesn't last long. What I've seen parents do that seems a lot better is getting some sort of shop fan. So they sell a lot of portable fans at like Home Depot and Lowe's. I would get one of those, maybe like the Ryobi, because it's battery powered, but like a big battery is gonna last for a long time. And then just clip it to the stroller. That seems to work out a lot better. The little, Amazon fan is just not it. I would save my money. And yeah, that just wasn't worth it. The next baby gear item, and it's similar to the Graco swing. It's that little Fisher Price sit me up, and it's supposed to be for when they can't sit up by themselves, but like you want them to be able to like engage and play and like be a part of, what's going on. The biggest issue is that our baby was too big. So around, I think 4 or 5 months when we tried to start using it, his legs were so chunky that they wouldn't go in the halls. So we couldn't really get him in it comfortably. So he hated it. That was like the biggest thing. And it was such like a short window from like when they're developmentally able to sit up and then they are actually can sit up by themselves is such a short window that I wouldn't bother buying something like this. I think using like the hacks that you see on like Line, putting them in like we would put him in a laundry basket, or just putting him against pillows or on the couch to sit up was a much easier and better option than this thing. Plus it takes up a lot of space. So this is just something I wouldn't bother with. There's a lot of like easy alternatives that you already own. So I would save my money there as well. And then the last thing in the baby gear category that I wouldn't register for is a diaper bag. I know you need a diaper bag, or at least everybody feels very compelled and tied to spend a lot of money on a diaper bag, but in my opinion, you really don't need to. We got our diaper bag for free from the hospital. It was in the room with all this like baby and mom stuff after delivery, and it's just like a basic black bag. And I think unless you are in a city or you are going somewhere and it's just you on foot with the baby and you need some sort of bag with you the entire time, you really don't need a diaper bag. I live outside of Atlanta in Georgia. We drive everywhere. We always leave our diaper bag in the car. We can always come back to grab stuff. If I ever feel like I need something, I'll just put it in my purse. So like one diaper, a set of wipes, there's like some toys in my purse, but I don't really travel with the diaper bag. And they are so expensive for no reason. Like they have so many online that are hundreds of dollars, and I don't think that that's worth it in my opinion. And I also feel like the window for needing a diaper bag is so short. Like when they're newborns and they're like pooping like crazy and you're changing them constantly and there's messes, and like that's kind of when you're in the thick of it and you would want a diaper bag. But I think most people in that phase aren't really going out very often. And now that we have a 17-month-old, the last year, he only goes to the bathroom so often. We don't have to change his diaper. My cat scared me. We don't have to change his diaper constantly. He's not having blowouts or anything like that. Like the biggest thing is bringing like a change of clothes just in case. Just in case we're eating dinner and he makes a mess and we need to change him. That's, something that we would need. But again, it's not as big of a priority as I feel like in the pregnancy community. People build it up to be this huge like thing that you're gonna need, and it has to be packed perfectly, and there's all these what's in my diaper bag videos and having like everything completely prepared for your baby. And I think it's just, as a seasoned mom with another one on the way, you really just need some diapers and wipes and maybe a change of clothes. And assuming you're not going to be out for very long, we always just come home. If it gets bad enough, we're just going to come home. But I will say one thing that you should consider putting in your diaper bag as a new mom in the beginning phases is an extra shirt or something, because there were a lot of times where like he spit up all over me, and it was like, oh, super. You get to change and I'm in this spit up shirt. So just a piece of advice. So the next category of things I would not register for is the electric nail file trimmer. We did fall into that. We tried it. It's just not, the idea is nice. It is an electric trimmer and you put a little tiny sanding pad on it, and then you can hold it up to their nail to file it. And when it comes in contact with their skin, it stops rotating, so it's not gonna harm them. It's very gentle, but that is too gentle to cut nails with, especially to make any dent in how long their nails can get. And so I just think getting a standard set of nail clippers is much easier. It's much easier to cut his nails with than the little file. So I wouldn't bother getting one of those either. And then the last category of things I regret registering for are specifically these toys, these Munchkin bath toys on Amazon, but any bath toy that has a hole in it, because they get so nasty so fast. They fill up with water, they develop mold. These were like a little translucent so you could see the mold inside. It was just gross. So we threw those away. And we bought him some toys that didn't have a hole in them. I'll link those if you're interested. Just make sure that whatever bath toys you are using are completely sealed if they have air in them, so you don't have to throw them away, because it sucks to throw away something you spent your money on. And then the last kind of set of things that I don't regret it in a way that like we did use them, but again, I think a lot of the stuff that is perpetuated and pushed in terms of what you need to put on your registry lasts for such a short time that it would be better to register for things that can be used long term. So that would be baby bath towels and baby washcloths. For the baby bath towels, they're super cute. They have the little hood. They look adorable in them, and they last and fit them for like 5 or 6 months. If you, like our son grew too big, they just didn't cover him anymore, and we started using regular towels. So I wish we had plenty of towels to use, so that wasn't really an issue, but I would have gotten like registered for like cute colors for like his bathroom, because we can't really use the baby towels anymore because they're just too tiny. And then for the baby washcloths, obviously we can still use them. They're regular washcloths, but I think I would have just registered for normal sized and again, specific colored washcloths. I think the biggest thing is, for depending on how you operate your house, just having a differentiated color. So when we're doing laundry, it's like, oh yeah, these are the kids' washcloths. These are like our washcloths. Where are they going? But yeah, I think both of those we did get use out of, but for such a limited time that if I went back, I would not have registered for them. They're super cute, but they're not functional long term. So I hope this gave you some insight into things that you may not want to put on registry, or like alternatives for like the things that you would use. And if you have any registry regrets, let me know. If you have anything or other alternatives that I should look into, let me know as well, because we got another one coming pretty soon. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.